I haven't done a live for a couple of weeks. It was school holidays, and then last week we were knee deep in painters. In our main room needed a paint. So I'm back doing a live, which I'm going to be showing up unless some major family dramas happen every Wednesday at 12:30, as I have been doing previously. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. I've been talking to lots of women recently who are wanting to reduce their alcohol intake, but they're also not just wanting to drink water, or they're just wanting something a little bit special. Now, I don't drink a lot. I drink very, very rarely, but what I do have is I have kombucha, and I make my own kombucha. This is like my special drink that I have on, I actually have one most nights. I do half and half with soda water and kombucha, and then I have it with ice in a nice glass, and that's what my treat is. And the great thing is, I know that it's doing amazing things for my stomach and for my body. Now, just to introduce myself, my name is Nixon from Wellbeing, and I'm all about healthy eating made easy. So today, I'm not going to show you actually how to make kombucha. I'm just going to talk you through what I do, because it is such a fantastic drink. As I say, it's got huge health benefits. If you make your own, then it's really, really economical compared to buying it. So I just thought I would talk you through the different elements that you need and kind of how I do it. And then in my newsletter tomorrow night, I'll be sending out the recipe. So if you're not already on my newsletter, head to wickedwellbeing.com/new and just register your details, and then you will get all of the information. This is something that I'm really passionate about. I have quite a large fermented food section in my online membership, the Wicked Healthy Tribe, and I actually have a video which shows you how to make different fermented foods. So kombucha is a green or black tea fermented drink. It's really good for the gut. So it's a form of probiotics, which is beneficial to be improving the healthy gut bacteria in the gut. It's also full of antioxidants, and it's also got heaps of different other health benefits. So as I say, it's ideally you want to be including more fermented foods in your diet, and that's through sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, tempeh, kombucha, kefir. Those are different types of fermented foods. So what you need to get started is, obviously you need a vessel, which you can buy from Briscoe's, or some bottling vessels. These, my husband used to brew beer, so those are what he used to use. You can just use old wine bottles. Just make sure that they've got a really good seal so that you can seal them. Or you can pick up bottles from, I'd imagine, Briscoe's, or online you would be able to. You need to have some starter liquid, which is, or that's your sugar syrup, which kind of your starter liquid, but it's made out of sugar. I've just got in there, I use black tea, but you can use green tea. So this is a combination of water, sugar, raw sugar. I use raw sugar and Dilmah tea, but as I say, you can use green tea. I haven't tried green tea. It's not something that I don't actually like green tea. So, and I know that this works. Now you might think that it's sugar, but what happens is when I show you this, that it's called the SCOBY. The SCOBY eats up, because it's a live culture, it eats up the sugar. And so then you're left with this fermented food. The difficulty with homebrew is that you don't know what the sugar content is, but I know that my sugar is lower than what is that you can buy. You also need to put on a new brew. So if you were starting your own brew, you need some of a current brew. So that's the liquid that I have taken out from here. And then you need your SCOBY. So this is what I'm going to show you first. Now, this is a very thin SCOBY, okay? That's become separated. But what this is, so this is a SCOBY. You can't, I think actually there are shops that you can buy them, but ideally you get them from people. And look at this. It is like, this is called it's the live mother, and it is what makes this a live culture. It's layered, so you can, there's not actually, normally this layer is sitting on top of this and you just pull it apart. And this is what so when this gets thicker, because it grows, when it gets thicker, you can pull it apart, and that's what you hand give on to other people for them to start their own brew. If I haven't got anyone to pass it on to, I cut that up and I turn it over into the garden, because it's very good for your garden. Also, you can put it into compost so that it's, you've got that regenerating quality, so that you're not throwing anything out. Now, so what you need in here is you start with your starter liquid. Okay, so that is from here already. I would, like after this, I'm going to bottle. So you have a first fermentation and then you have a second fermentation. The first sits in this vessel for, I do about a week to 10 days. Any longer, it goes really vinegary. So if you like it vinegary, then you leave it longer. Then what I do is in my second ferment, when I'm putting it into my bottles, I flavour it. That's when I flavour it. So I use raspberries. Frozen raspberries is what I love the most. It's what we all like in the family, and it's what I find gets the fizziest result. I've tried blueberries, I've tried lemon and ginger, I've tried feijoa. For some reason I can't get those very fizzy. The only difficulty I've got at the moment is that I can't find raspberries in the supermarket, in my supermarket. So I need to go back to countdown. So what I do is I just take the whole raspberries out and squeeze them. I break them down and squeeze them and put them into my bottle, and I probably do of about a 300 ml, 4 or 5 raspberries in each. Okay, then I get a sieve, not a nozzle, and I pour in my liquid and I fill it up to just below the bottom, right? I do that with everything until I have finished this whole 5 litres. So this is a 5 litre. You seal them. I then put them in the pantry for 2 or 3 days, and then I put them in the fridge. I've got a downstairs fridge. And so that is the stage. It's a week to 10 days in here. It's 2 to 3 days in here in my pantry, and then it's in the fridge for 3 or 4 days before then I drink it. So mine, because I have an overflow, a rotating, I've got some already sitting in the fridge down there. So I probably would leave these a week at least before I drink them. Then when this is empty, I give it a good wash. I then put my starter liquid, I don't know if I've got the terminology right. I put my starter liquid back into here. I take my tea bags out and I put that sugar concoction into here, and then I fill it up with water. And then I leave it. Oh, I put my SCOBY back across the top. Your SCOBY it can go diagonally, it can sit, because it's live, which I find fascinating, it can just do its own thing. It just flips and it just moves around. Generally it's sitting across the top. On the top of my, this is looking a bit manky, but I put a piece of muslin with a rubber band. And then I put it, often you might see in a video, I've got my kombucha sitting up on the bench. And so that is it. It's actually just this rotation process where you are either putting a new brew on, you're bottling your current brew, you're having it sitting in the pantry, then it's going into the fridge. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Just remember, if you're not on my email list, I'm going to send out the recipe, which has all these instructions tomorrow night. If you're not on it, head to wickedwellbeing.com/new. Now, I've shared this with you for various reasons. It's a way to reduce your alcohol, and start drinking something that is actually a little bit special, really beneficial for the gut, so there's great health benefits. By brewing your own, you're reducing your costs than buying it at the supermarket. But of course, this does take extra time, and if you haven't got that, then do buy. Just make sure you're looking for the lowest sugar content that you can find. And yeah, that is about it. So I would love to know, do you enjoy kombucha, or do you make your own, or is this something that you would like to try? Thank you so much for joining me, and I will look forward to connecting with you again next week. Take care.